Host of the Voice of Zion. Thank y'all for joining me today. I'm gonna be real brief in this live stream. You know, the hypocrisy that we see from the media never surprises me. It never surprises me. Just yesterday, a report was released that the usage of the N word 500% jumped up 500%. The usage of the N word jumped up 500% on Twitter. And what's crazy about this is we know that we've been dealing with the attacks from our brother Ye in regards to statements he made that were not even anti Semitic, but were factual statements based off of a certain group of people who are leveraging our ignorance against us and who don't have any care or love on their heart toward us as a people. So Kanye West spoke on this, and he's been reprimanded and he's been punished for that. Now we see Twitter being bought out by Elon Musk through that $44 billion deal, just out of nowhere, right? Pretty much. And now that he's taken over Twitter, the true racists are coming out of the woodworks. The true racists are showing and revealing their ugly heads to the world. And what I find to be so disparaging is that Elon Musk was one of the main individuals trying to chastise Kanye or Ye about his statements, which were true and truthfully founded. And now that he's taken over the Twitter space, the Twitter sphere, and he's become the new owner, you see nothing in place that he has extended into that community as being one of the highest followers, mind you. He has one of the highest followings on Twitter as well. So even before he was a CEO of Twitter and the owner of Twitter, he still has a major influence as a user of Twitter. And he has not gotten on Twitter from his user perspective and denounced all of the nasty hate speech that has been spoken and typed and shared in that platform. And this is the great hypocrisy that us as so-called African American people face daily. This is the great hypocrisy that the true children of Israel face daily, weekly, monthly, yearly. And this is what Kanye was speaking about and alluding to in so many words. This is what we have been talking about this whole time. The media attacked Kanye for statements that were true, which were not hate speech. Meanwhile, that same media, that same Jewish media, that same media that's overran by everybody who hates us is not standing up in defense of us. Live stream. They just cut my live stream. They don't want us to talk about the truth. That same media, that very same media, which is targeting our people as the true Hebrew Israelite people, calling us anti Semitic and claiming that we are making statements of anti Semitic rhetoric when we are the true Semites, is now that same media that when true hate speech, thank you, Mama and Papa, when that true hate speech is being spoken, when true hate speech is being propagated on these platforms, that media is nowhere to be found. There is no defense of our people. There is no statements of defense made in regards to how our people are hurt constantly, day in and day out, by the usage of derogatory language toward us, the usage of hate speech toward us. Now, this isn't a trying to flip the script. The script was never flipped to begin with. We know who we are, and we're constantly waking up. When I say we, I'm talking about those of us who are awake. Those of us who are not awake are being awakened and stirred up to see the truth. And so, what we have an opportunity to do now is totally leave these platforms alone. We see where people's true intent is. We see that we have $1.6 trillion annually and growing to spend in this country. It's time for us, as the true people of the book, to pull our dollars out, to pull our money out of these institutions, out of these organizations, out of these corporations who aren't doing anything to defend us, but continuing to exploit us for our money. That's where one of our powers lie. Pull that money out. Stop buying and stop purchasing up all their goods and their wares. Stop supporting their organizations through financial input that we deliver to them daily, through ignorance, through not knowing any better, through a form of comfort. We need to get uncomfortable for a minute, because all these people who are walking around right now who choose not to defend us when it's time, We need to do like how they do. When they unified against Ye and they all got together, conferred together, and made him pull out of the different businesses that he was dealing with, and they pushed him out, kicked him out while keeping his products, while keeping his designs, while keeping all of the wealth that he established for them, and still associating themselves with the wealth, but not with the person who created the wealth for them. Oh, we need to do the same thing, except we need to do it on the reverse. We need to pull out from dealing with these companies. We need to stop dealing with these corporations. We need to stop giving them our money. No one is going to stand up in defense for us unless we do it for us. All these other groups of people shun brothers like Kyrie Irving for just putting a link up, suggesting that his followings on Twitter should go and look at what's really going on. So Kyrie Irving, for instance, just put up a link pertaining to the Hebrews to Negroes book that was written by a brother, I believe, named Robert Dalty, okay, which was turned into a documentary film. He was accused of anti-Semitic speech for putting up a link on the same platform during the same day that the N-word, the usage of the N-word rose by 500%. And y'all don't see nothing wrong with that? Organizations all over the world, or all over the place, are getting on Kyrie Irving for planting a link, not using a single bit of hate speech or hate rhetoric. Meanwhile, the N-word usage of the N-word on Twitter has increased by 500%. And that whole corporation, that whole platform is not being talked about, is not being um, made the object of discussion. Y'all don't see nothing wrong with that? Elon Musk, the same person who was getting on Kanye and trying to chastise Kanye for his truthful statements, has not made a single statement in regard to his new asset, his new company, for hate speech and hate rhetoric. True hate speech. True hate speech. You have people on here talking about on Twitter, hey, free speech. Now let's use the N word, but actually saying the N word. Now we can use the N word and not worry about it. And Elon Musk isn't wanting to change anything until he has these committees formulated for moderation committees, so he says. But these moderation committees were already in existence on Twitter before his purchase. And now all of a sudden, the same person who has all of this influence on Twitter, all of these followers, is not even using his channel, not even using his profile, his account, in order to tell folks, hey, y'all, you don't need to be doing the N-word stuff now. You don't need to be talking like this now. This is hate speech. Any account that I find sharing this or retweeting this is going to be suspended and banned. You don't hear any of that from him. And this is real hate speech. So I want y'all to see the hypocrisy of the media. I want you to see the hypocrisy of all these so-called CEOs and corporations who got on Kanye, on Ye's back, but didn't do anything when it came to true hate speech being targeted toward us. This is what Kanye was talking about. It's okay for us to hate one another as a people. It's okay for us to kill one another as a people. It's okay for us to spend our money with all these corporations and not spend it on ourselves and not keep it within our community. But as soon as we speak about that, it's not okay. I need y'all to pay attention. YouTube just cut off my live stream. I had absolutely all reception, all of that. They cut off my live stream because I'm speaking the truth. I need y'all to see what's going on. Those of us who see, I feel like it's only going to be a short matter of time before even those of us who see are not going to have the freedom of speech that we know we rightly have coming to us, that we deserve. It's not going to be the same soon, y'all. So you have to wake up. You have to learn how to find the answers to your questions yourself. And you have to be bold enough and wise enough and courageous enough to stand on the truth that's revealed to you. Then, if you get a window of opportunity to share that truth, you must do it. You must do it. This is real deal stuff we're talking about. Because if a man's entire financial empire can be taken from him based off of his freedom of speech, based off of his ability to articulate what he sees as true, and it was not hate speech, what does that mean for you and I? In the meanwhile, true hate speech is being allowed daily. True hate speech is being celebrated. True hate speech is not being removed. It's increasing. 500% on Twitter alone. So I need y'all to pay attention. It's your bro, True Jew. You know I love you to life always. I'm coming at you with the real, raw and uncut, the only way I know how. Look, y'all remember, stay blessed, stay vigilant. Until next time, most high mama, papa willing, I'll be back with another one. Gone.